I was asked the other day, what do I think of like apartheid, growing up in South Africa, born in the apartheid era. What do I think of xenophobia? What do I think of us Africans as a whole? I think we're living in a very weird continent. It's filled with so many gifts, but I don't think we really understand or treasure what we have. I'll tell you why. I think if we really did understand or treasure what we have, where even people from overseas come here and are astonished by what our ancestors have done, built, came up with technologies, all sorts of architectural stuff that we have here, and the culture is just too rich. And I think for us not to protect that and expand it ourselves and do more research into what was this all about in the past, our people, what were they trying to do, and expand on that and build on that. I think we didn't build on it. I think we just got accustomed to westernized ways and we didn't even expand what our ancestors built or were trying to do or even trying to understand them. Before the Bible came here, who were black people praying to? You know, um, those type of things we need to know. A lot of people are saying it's ancestors and all sorts of things, but we need to find out really who we are, not just in this life, but also what are our beliefs about the next life, positive, so that when we live this life, we can live it in a more respectable way. Because for me, it seems like back in the past, how people used to live and how things used to be, it was very more peaceful from my side of things, from where I come from, like from the Zulu tribes and all of that. I think it was more peaceful. There was more sharing, more understanding, and people loved each other more. There were wars and whatever as there is in these days, but I don't think it was um, as what's the word, as misleading as now. I mean, Bush can go to Iraq and do whatever the hell he wants of misleading people, you know. So a couple of sad things happened for me to do the song Tandaza. Um, the reason why I did the song Tandaza was because of this whole thing that I'm talking about. As Africans, not really getting in touch with our shit, you know. So Tandaza, I did it because I wanted to communicate with my people in a different level and in a different way, where we start to understand who we are and what we're doing and why we're doing it. Because half of the time, if you don't know who you are and you just keep doing stuff, like you get lost. So you need to know who you are before you start doing stuff, otherwise you're gonna get lost. You know what I mean? So I did Tandaza just because the xenophobia in South Africa is just a bunch of nonsense to me. Um, a bunch of men and some women in South Africa think um, other fellow Africans are not don't belong in South Africa. Who the fuck do you think you are? And who the fuck made you God to tell other children of God that are born in the same continent as you that they don't belong in a certain place or area in this world? Get the fuck out of here, man. And that's the mentality that I hate, because that's people that are not educated. Those people are just anger. Anger is actually just driving them for whatever the shit the fuck they going through. Because I know we suffer a lot here in Africa. We suffer a lot, and with suffering comes people being desperate, searching for all sorts of information that doesn't even make sense sometimes to them. So they grab on anything, and then they start believing bullshit. So people get misled, and then they fight one another. You know. I was reading an article the other day about how Africans are the biggest spenders. Like we spend like billions and I think it's close to trillions of money every single year investing in European companies. Why do we do that? I Okay, so we know what the problem is, right? So we know that we can actually run this whole thing, you know what I mean, and actually have power within ourselves and do, you know what I mean, and be financially free. We can actually do it if we just had the Marcus Garvey mind. You know what I mean? I honestly believe black people should have their own judges, their own lawyers, their own. A reason why I say that for now is because black people really need that because only right now black people only understand black people, and it's obvious that racism, the whole thing of oh we equal, we whatever, is never gonna um, happen. It's a bit obvious. I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, but the whole where black people are actually gonna be free type of shit. It's never gonna really happen, I don't think, in our lifetime because there's just so much hate out there, and racism. So I think for black people to protect themselves, I think we really need to have our own judges, lawyers, courts, all those type of things. The reason why I say I'm not trying to make a special or whatever, it's just that it's been a flipping world genocide with black people. Wherever black people are being killed. Whether it's America, whether it's Africa, whether it's fucking Australia with Aborigines, we getting killed everywhere, wherever we go. And now we're getting killed by our own people as well. So I think there's something. This is an emergency. Okay, this is what motherfuckers don't understand. This shit is a fucking emergency, and people want to act like nothing's going on. Do you see Libya? I'm not sure people see countries like Rwanda and think, oh, Africa's doing well. No. Just because a couple of our artists go overseas and mingle with overseas celebrities, now we're all good. Shit. What happened to the land, people? We need the land. That's like I don't understand how I live in a country where like 8% of white people own most of the fortune in this country. So basically the apartheid system is still going on. Yeah. So there hasn't been much of a difference really. I wish like most black people that stay in the burbs in South Africa especially, um, could go to like the rural areas where shit is really fucked up because they mingle a lot with their white counterparts, which there's nothing wrong with that. Obviously, I mean we're living in a so-called free society now, so we can mingle and share information. So I wish they can go to like your Timbisas where there's shacks on the side of the road and just experience that. What we grew up knowing that, and then as we grow up, we moved away from it and just wanted a better life for ourselves, not for our people, for ourselves. And that's where we fuck up. We always want a better life for ourselves, but not for our people. So when we get that go up that money, we forget about our people. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest fucking problem, you know? Um, so Tandaza was just a message that I was trying to send out to my people, and say, hey, look, why do we hate each other so much? You know what I mean? We can't let money, we got a bigger fight to fight. Africa is supposed to be thriving. Africa is supposed to be the biggest continent in the world. We got everything. You understand? We have every fucking thing. You know what I'm trying to say? We have every fucking thing. So it just saddens me that we like this. And look how we've turned out to be. We throw away our culture. like Africa? Can we research and study at schools? Like African schools need to teach a lot more of African history. Okay, we have too much history. We need to learn about what the Egyptians were doing, the Houthis and the Tutsis, what was going on. We need to learn all those historic things that happened in Africa before we start going all the way to Europe. So when Europeans ask us about Africa, we have the full scope and we have the full stories about it. There's no ways that people from that side can know more about Africa than we do. That's embarrassing shit right there. And we can't keep on doing that shit. You understand me? We can't keep on doing that. So I'm pissed off. Um, I'm trying my best to do the best I can with what I can. I'm no politician. I'm not no wannabe conscious motherfucker that's trying to make a whole movement. I'm just a young black man that grows up that is growing up in an era where I see shit happening and everybody's ignoring it. When I step out of where I stay, when in the morning, the first thing I see is black people digging in dustbins, black people walking everywhere, black people suffering when I'm driving on the highway on my way to work. So, look, the reason why these white people also keep treating us messed up, not all of them, but you know what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Um, it's because daily they see that and then they think, oh, black people probably belong that way. So the mind is conditioned every day that that's the way we are. And that's not who we are. I talk a lot about black people because we suffer too much, and I want to see us being uplifted and rising. I'm happy that a black person is a captain of a rugby team that won a World Cup. I'm happy that a black person is Miss Universe. I'm happy with all those things. Those are little steps, you know, those are little thingies to raise our self confidence, especially for the younger ones, to know that they can take over the world as black kids. Some people try to shut that down, saying, "Oh, that's not gonna help." Well, listen, the physical stuff is not the real problem. You know what's the real problem? It's this. You see this thing in here and this thing in here. It needs to get black people need to fix it. We need to fix this in here and we need to fix this. Once we fix these two things and they're aligned together, we'll be unstoppable. We'll have more peace in our hearts, more love in our hearts, within one another and other people as well. And we can actually live in peace because we have so much confidence, love, and understanding in this brain of ours, this unique brain, that we won't have time to be hating on anyone because we are too strong inside and mentally. So that's the message that I'm trying to give to my people. And I hope you guys hear me, you know. I know I'm working so hard. My music has made waves all over the world. I know the newspapers don't cover that shit here. You know, I know I don't get the support that I feel like I deserve. I'm that nigga that does really dope stuff, and I post it up, and there's like 3 likes or seven, or it's fine. I don't give a damn. I'm doing things on a level as the same as the top guys in the US, and all of that. And I know at some point I'll get my recognition. Everybody goes through this where they don't get the recognition that they don't want. I'm cool with that. One thing I'm just trying to say is that, look, we're going in a different type of era. Like my parents' era, when they were my age, when I was born, is totally different from when I'm here now. You know, it's a whole different ball game, and I'm trying to understand it, but I cannot understand hate. I can't understand it, especially hate that is just unreason. Like I don't get that hate that we have so much, especially towards one another. I don't have time to try to understand it. You know, I don't have time for that. So let's just can we just try just to love one another? You know, even if let's try for a year. Fuck. You know what I mean? Like, can we just try? You know, and help each other out as black people, please. You know, can we do that, please? You know, there's too many of us suffering out here. You know, I live in the most unequal country in the world. South Africa is the most unequal country in the world. So can you imagine how much mental shit we're going through here? You know, so yeah, that's just my piece, man. You know, I'm gonna keep doing dope music. Keep sending you guys messages, trying to speak to you guys, and all of that. Do my part, you know, and speak to you guys as much as I can, you know, because I feel like communication is what fixes any type of relationship, you know. I think that's communication is number one. We need to start communicating with each other with what bothers us about us. We need to have those conversations, you know. Those are important conversations. We can't just live life through, you know. Because black people, there's something about them when they see each other when we don't have to know each other. But if there's only two of you in a workplace, trust me, you'll gel like crazy, and you swear you guys are cousins, or and you have your own understanding. Now that's being African. That's called being black. We have Ubuntu, all of us in us. And Steve Biko, all these people didn't die for us to be these cowards that just follow westernized ways, and we don't fight for our rights. We don't fight for who we are. We don't let other people disrespect us, you know, because of our skin color. And you know, that's what I'm trying to say. Let's not embarrass ourselves. Let's not put ourselves to shame with what we're doing. Fighting one another as blacks, killing one another as blacks for this flipping money that the devil made. You understand? Come on, man. I can't be killing you over money as my brother. Come on, man. For pieces of paper, for shit that's gonna finish. I end your life for shit that's gonna finish. I take you away from your kids. I take you away from your mother, your father. I take away, you know, shit from you. Like I take away growth. Nah, I can't do that to my fellow brother or sister. I can't do that, you know. And you all need to stop doing that. Africans need to stop killing each other. Africans need to stop raping women, our own women. We need to treat our women more with respect, you know. I know they do some messed up things as well, especially you women, y'all African women, especially now with your. I'm not saying y'all can't do what you want with your bodies and whatever. It's cool. You guys are adults. You guys can do whatever you want with your bodies and all that stuff. What I'm saying is that can we have a bit of dignity where, like, your kid, no, like, okay, you tell me which kid, if 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 you're a woman and you're African and you have a kid, which kid is gonna be on Instagram or see their mother butt naked on Instagram and be like, oh, you know, shit, hey mom, you're doing a great job. Which parent will say that to you? Oh, you do a great job. You know, nobody. You know what I'm trying to say? Like our dignity. It's like we're getting sold for like Africans. You can sell them like as long as you got money and the type of attention that Africans want. I believe like our souls are for sale. You know what I mean? They fucked us up so much. We just for sale. You know. So my sisters, oh, y'all are beautiful. And only if y'all guys knew, most of you, like how intelligent you are and all those things. Like you guys built Africa. You guys made, you guys are the ones that multiply us. You understand? Yeah, you know, and we love you. And I just want y'all to respect yourselves more, you know, because you know how it is. African men are sensitive men, they're possessive men. So if African woman is gonna wild out and she's your wife and she's gonna be exposing shit and all, you know how we are. We protect. We don't like that. Shit is never gonna work out. I don't care who says what. Shit is never gonna work out. You know, I don't care how sexy you think it is or how whatever the fuck. You know, this is no more those olden times where the mentality where African women can wear African attire and nobody's looking in a way of, oh, damn, rape. We're living in different times, so we need to think like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Love yourselves, Africans. Take care of each other. Okay?